Hello everyone, welcome back to technology. Today we are going to work on styling text, and here are the objectives of this lesson. It will be broken into two or three sessions. And today we are going to talk about setting the font family. We're going to see how we can set the font family in our website. But before talking about this, I'd like us to first see different ways to add CSS in a HTML document. Remember last time I told you that there are different ways to do it. And as you can see here, there are three main ways to embed CSS in a HTML document. And the first one is the inline styles. We use the style attribute in the HTML tag. This one is not recommended, but we can do it. The second one is what we did in the previous lesson, embedded styles. We use the style element in the head section of the document. And the last one, the commonly used, and what I would recommend you to do, and what we'll be working on starting from today, is the external style sheet, where we are going to use the link element pointing to an external CSS file. So we're going to create another file called CSS. And we're going to use this code, link rel star sheet href, and name of the CSS file. So then let's go ahead and show you how to do these three ways to add CSS in an HTML document. We're going to start with the inline styles. What is not recommended, but I'm going to show you how it works. Remember, we're going to use the style attribute in the HTML start tag. Let's go back to our website, and let's say if we want to change welcome to my website to blue. I just want this welcome to my website to be changed to blue. There are three ways I can do it, but we're going to start with the first one. As I said, we're going to start with the inline styles. Now we know that this is H1. Let's go back to Notepad++. Welcome to my website. This is it. It's right here. So we are going to use the inline styles to style welcome to my website. We're going to use the style attributes. I'm going to type style equal quotation marks, and inside the quotation mark I'm going to type color colon blue. Alright, if I save it, Control S, go back to my website, and I refresh it. Welcome to my website has turned to blue. So I have styled this sentence with the inline style. The first one is not recommended actually, but I'm just showing you the possibility. But don't you ever do it. Don't use it when coding, because it will get things complicated, so we don't use it. The second one, I'm not going to do it because we have done it before. We have used the style element in the head sections of the document. Let me show you what we did the other times. Let's say if I go back to context, you see that inside the head element, we have used the style. We put the background color, the body all inside. This is what we mean by embedded style. We have used the style element inside the head section of the document. So we have used the CSS right here inside. So the style are HTML elements, but everything that is inside here is CSS. But the last way to embed CSS in an HTML document and commonly used is the external style sheet. This is what we'll be doing starting from now. because the drawback with this embedded style is that it applies only to one web page. You see, this, if we go back to right here, we see that the contact page has another background, the about me has another background, you see, and the home has another background. This embedded style applied only to one web page, but we want our all our styles to apply to all of our web page of our website. So to do it, we are going to use the last one, the external style sheet. It means we are going to create another style sheet that is going to be outside of the HTML file. So to do it, let's go back to our Notepad++. We are going to click on New. We are going to create a new one. You can just type anything like P and save it, Control S. We are going to name it Style. You can give it any name, but I'm just naming it styles.css. And make sure it's in the same folder where your other HTML documents are. Don't put it outside. It's better to put it in the same folder to have the same directory. So I name it styles.css and save it. I saved it. Now I'm going to set a font that's going to apply to all of my web pages. And to set a font family, it's right here, remember. The goal of this lesson was setting the font family. And we need a selector, family font with the font name. So my selector is going to be body because I want everything within the body to be styled with the one family font. So I'm going to put body, curly brackets. Beside I'm going to type font family, column, and the name of the font. Let's say Arial. Control S. If you guys, let me refresh you a little bit about fonts. If you go to your MS Word, you are already familiar with fonts. These are fonts. This is what I mean by font, changing the font. We have Agency, Algerian, Arial Black, there are many of them. This is what I mean, changing the font of your text document, styling the text. So right now I want all my document to be styled in Arial. Now I want this to apply to the three pages, the home page, contact, and about me. And I'm going to use the external style sheet. And I'm going to use this row, this code, link, rel, style sheets, href, and the name of my CSS document. And go back to the home, and I'm going to type this link, rel, style sheet, href, and styles.css. Styles.css is this the name of this document, of this page, of this CSS style. So I'm going to save it and link it in all my three pages. YouTube. Let me go back here and boom. I'm going to copy, Control C, and paste it in Control S. Always type Control S to save all notifications that you have done. Control S. Now, what I've written here will apply to all of these three pages automatically. So let's go back and see. Here's my document. So I refresh it. Okay. All of my documents will have Arial as a font. Now, let me go change it to another font just to make sure that it works. Let's say I'm going back to Word. If you guys don't know the name, font names. let's try this one, Algerian. Go back to not plus plus. I'm going to change it to Algerian and see if it's going to work. Algerian. Control S. And let me refresh. You see, the font has changed to Algerian. Contact, everything inside has changed to Algerian. This is what I mean by setting the font family. But there is something very, very, very important that I want to talk to you. So far, when I'm setting font with Algerian, all these things, it works because all these fonts are in my laptop. But it doesn't guarantee me that all of my all those people will be using my website will have Algerian as a font, as a family font. That's why it's very important to have like 3 or 4 fonts just to back up, because it's not guaranteed that Algerian is going to display in other people's laptop. That's why I'm going to talk about safe family fonts, the notion of safe family fonts. Actually, when making a website, you should not code with only one family font, because there's no guarantee that font will display exactly on your user's side. That's why we're going to use CSS web font family combination. It's going to be a combination of family fonts. And with this combination, we are sure that our website will be displayed exactly the same way that we are seeing it in our own laptop. That's why we're going to use just w3schools.com, and I'm going to include this link in my post. We are not going to use only like 10 new elements to finish. No, we have to use 3 combinations. We are going to use combinations of CSS web safe fonts. They call them safe because we are guaranteed that our fonts will be displayed exactly the same way. That's why we will be using this website, W3 Schools, when looking for a combination of CSS web safe fonts. And like here, let's say there are many fonts here, as you can see down here. If you scroll down, you're going to see many fonts. Let's say you are interested in, you want your web page to look like this. You see the combinations. It's Lucida, Sans, Unicode, Lucida, Grand. So what you do, just go ahead and copy it. I'm going to copy this combination, Control C. I go back to my CSS and paste it here. Control S. Now I go check my website, refresh it. Normally it should look like this. The outcome should look something like this. This is heading, this is a paragraph. Let's go check it. I'm going to refresh. This is it. You see? It looks exactly like this one. So this is what you will be doing when styling your text with setting the font family. Don't use only one name of a font. Use a font combination. It's very important. Why? Why the font combination? Because this way we are guaranteed that the same font that we are using will be displayed on the screen of our user. It's very important. Not only do we have this, we have also another way of using font combinations. If you scroll down here, you see they say also check out all available Google fonts. We have also, Google has also family of fonts. There are many of them out there. So we are going to use fonts.google.com. Inside, you see that Google has 991 families. There are many of them here. If you are looking for an interesting font that fits you best, you can come here in this site, in this website, and look for a font that you would like to embed in your website. So let me show you how it works. Let's say there are many fonts here. If you scroll down, let's say let's pick something just randomly. Let's say I want my website to look like this. I want to use this font. So what you're going to just name Fredoka 1. Just click on it. If you click on Fredoka 1, this is what it will look like. And right here on your top right, embed it. If you click on embed it, they will show you what you should do. They say you need this link. You have to copy this link. Control C. I go back to my home HTML. Now I'm going to paste it here. Control V. Control S, I save it. I go back and here CSS rules to specify families. I'm going to take the CSS rule, copy it, Control C, go back to my CSS page, and I'm going to paste it here, Control S. I repeat again, I copied the first link, I put it right here in the home page, under the first link, inside the head tag, and the CSS, I copy the CSS font family and put it here in the CSS, save it. Now let's go back to the website and try to refresh in home. There you go. You can see that the font has changed. So this is what I wanted you to do for this lesson. To recap, we have talked about setting the font family. We have used the selector. So the selector can be anything that you want to style. If you want to style your body, if you want to style a paragraph, if you want to style a head or anything, you are going to use the selector. You are going to use the font and the font family, and you are going to use the font name. And I said you can use one font name, but the problem is that if you use only one font name, there's no guarantee that your other user will have your font. That's why we introduced the notion of safe web font. Loading. The notion of safe web. Yeah, this is it. I introduced the notion of safe font combinations and the Google font. So you can use either of these font combinations to work with your website. Now, as an assignment, you will have to practice the external style sheets in how to embed external style sheets. Don't use the inline because it's not necessary. The embedded we have used it in the previous lesson. So today I want you to work on the external style sheet and choose either the safe font combinations or the Google fonts to style your website. You can style it either with the Google fonts or the font combinations. And once you are done, just shoot a small video to show me what you did. If you chose Google fonts, you are going to tell me what Google font did you selected and how does it look like. So you're just going to show me. This is it for today. Thank you very much. If you have any question, don't fail to ask me. I'll be there ready to clarify if there is something that you didn't understand. But I hope everything is alright.